Teaching Jieh Dao, one element at a time.
All right, thank you for watching this session of Jieh Dao Phase 1. Today we're going to focus on double stick and single stick. So as I've discussed this in other segments, previous segments, that Jieh Dao is a composite art. It comprises of many different elements: long, mid, close, grappling, far, down, up, left, right. So it's pretty involved. And as far as our weapon, the weaponry portion of our training, obviously we do work with the double stick and single stick, 29-inch, 30-inch, and that simulation of the stick, as well as which I talk about in the other session, bladed weapons or chain weapon or even a dragon pole, which we did some session prior to this. Those will signify the different ranges as well. So it's an extended arm, just like I'm holding it in my hand. By the way, since these are more of an introductory classes, so I do dig down a little bit more below the surface level, so give a tiny bit of introduction, not just get into it and bang, 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 give you a whole bunch of elements and then, you know, just leave you alone to follow it. So it's good to understand tiny bit why we're doing what we're doing. So single stick, I always say it's an extended arm. So you have to treat it as such. It's not just a weapon loosely in your hand and moving and maneuvering. It's an extended arm. That means you have to treat it as how your arm and your hand would operate if you were not holding a stick. If you're not holding something in your hand. Obviously, it's a linear weapon. There's no bend into it. Particularly, these are rattan sticks. And because it's very rigid and it's very hard, you do maneuver it with the fluidity and rigidity, like I talk about the retraction as opposed to the fluid. Your wrist gets involved quite a bit, and as a result, you have to warm up your wrist. Otherwise, you may strangle your wrist, or you may throw some muscle off. So Pat is our senior student. So we're going to do a little bit of a warm up. I may not cover this in every session, just like the regular warm-up of the body. I highly suggest you do your own warm-up outside of the videos prior to following us, if you are following us with the video, so that you're not throwing a muscle or stretching and ripping something. So when you're doing the single hand, you basically grab the single stick. You don't need to do them both. Just concentrate on one and go in the middle and turn it as much as you can to basically stretch your muscle on both directions. So, if it's the first time you're doing it, do it very nice, very light, and then as you get more and more advanced, you can do it harder. It doesn't matter that the weather is hot or cold. You have to do this every single time you're gonna do stick training or any kind of weapon training, okay? Once you do that, then you go to a 3/4 part of the stick, and then you try to bend it as much as you can. Try not to cheat. What is cheating? Meaning just moving this within your palm. You want to grab it nice and hard. And then just try to extend your arm and just very lightly go left and right like a clock, but try to go 360 degrees. You notice that we're going all the way down, 360, okay? And you can even go past the 360. And at the end, you hold it at the tail, all the way in the bottom. Do the same thing, kind of warm up a little bit, okay? Keep swinging, just like that, and then you do the same in the left hand. Doesn't matter if you're just gonna work with a single stick your entire training session, because you may grab the stick with your left eventually, not just with the right hand. So it's a good idea to really practice and warm up stick, and then you move it down a little bit more, all the way down, keep practicing. Make sure your shoulders and your arms are actually feeling the stretch, okay? Just like that, and then you go all the way down. By the way, I highly suggest if you can, put some music on when you're training. And like I talk about it helps your mood, makes it of course martial arts is never boring, but it helps to pass the time. But in the beginning, if you want to just concentrate, you could turn everything off, go in front of the mirror, do your work, do your practice, and warm up. Okay, we're going to work on I talk about the symmetrical, both energies are balancing each other. That's what we call offense. So really, it's a routine, indoctrinated routine, to get not just understand the angle of attack, but to understand the energy, to understand the balance, to understand the coordination as to how not just my right hand cooperates with my left, right side cooperates with my left, but the two, especially when you do it with a partner. Now, if you're hitting an inanimate object, hitting against a tree, heavy back, that's a little bit different. You don't have to worry about the other side. But as you both are training, you and your partner, if you have a partner, both need to coordinate and synchronize your motion. Not just, oh, I have to put my right hand in and hit it, or then I have to move back and then this sequence follows. That's primary. The secondary is how you synchronize your action with your partner. So you're not going to do that with the opponent. You're doing it with the partner as a coordination. So these are rhythmic coordination drill, both offensive to be able to get the angle and also your zoning. Okay, so we're going to work on one of the methods that we do as opposed to the tuck or bend or parallel. It's open. It's one of the most basic fundamental Jieh Dao 101, if you will, of offensive hits. So we cover some of the tuck methods in the other session. This is open. That means your hands are never crossed. The feet, the body, the angle, you always have to put a lead in this for this drill, okay? To understand that the lead reaches the target, in this case the partner hitting at the same time, and once you finish the other side, you go and move to the left, and then you complete your cycle. So it's symmetrical, meaning both sides of your body copy each other, 100%. It's full symmetrical. One side copy another. So we're going to go through this. It's 6K, short for count. K is always use acronyms again, short for count, 6K, and then it's open. Okay, that's another characteristic of it. And then we do all highs. Then we're going to go center up and down. Then we're going to go all lows. So it becomes one full combination. Okay, so 6K. Let me demo real quick. So we hit, these are retraction method as opposed to fluid. Now I said it's all high, right? So if I'm dropping the tip down, that's not high anymore. This is our figure 8 down, okay, as opposed to 1 and 2 retraction. I'm retracting, pulling it to the other side. So I'm not dropping the tip down. This is very linear type of hits. So we go 1, 2, 3. Very basic. Again, 101. This is kindergarten Jieh Dao. But unless you get the kindergarten past the first stage, first grade, never going to get to high school and graduate and go to the university. So absolute fundamental, okay? So one more time. So we go in 1, 2, 3. You notice the hands are open. I finish 3 shot. I go back into my left. So me and my partner, we become exactly 100% copying each other as if like I'm standing in front of a mirror. 4, 5, 6. Again, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 1 and freeze. So that's when we learn the distance. So the don'ts are, keep freezing, is not to be here. So I don't want to go here. So as pad is reaching me, I'm basically holding it up. This is different than what we did with the dragon pole, the offense and defense. If I'm extending 5, or let's say 2 feet, I want the partner to extend 2 feet. If I'm extending 1 foot, I want the partner to extend 1 foot. Why? It's so that we can learn the coordination. Otherwise, it's going to be a mishmash, or you do what you want to do. Your truth is good for you. My truth is good for me, right? This isn't JKD. We're trying to understand how the two work together, okay? What is the distance between the arm all the way to shoulder? I may train with a 9 feet tall person. His arm is going to be much longer. So then I'll compensate, okay? But generally speaking, the typical distance between the two, extend the arm, extend the stick, so I can extend the arm as much as I want, but the stick, how far it goes, try to coordinate that, okay? So enough of talk, just watch, follow. So 1, 2, 3, okay, 4, 5, 6. Watch our hands as how we retract it back. And you notice a tiny little bit of an angle of the body. So you notice how I go, to do it right here, go 1, 4, 5, 6. Watch the twisted lead so I can put more angle behind it, okay? So those are good practice as opposed to be like rigid, just doing the arm. We're not just doing this. Not what I'm doing. I want to train with my whole body, make contact with my arm. Okay, now we're going to go standard, meaning alternate high, 1, low, high. Okay, that's what we call standard. That's just one of the methods that we do that we call alternate or standard. Okay, just like that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's high stand. Now with the low, I talked about this before. When we're doing all lows, you don't drop your stick down. You don't do 1, 2, 3. Why? Because of the neutral position. You hit, you pull it back because you don't know if the next hit's going to be high in real combat, even though we know it's synchronized pattern with the partner training, but it's a good mental discipline to pick. So all lows, we go 1, 2, 3, okay, 4, 5, 6. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep going. 1, 2, 3. You see how we synchronize the hit? The hits are all being synchronized. Okay? Just like that. Okay, now we do one couple cycles all together. 1 high, standard, low, 1 high, standard, low. Okay, ready, go. Okay. 4, 5, 6. Now we go standard. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All low. 1, 2, 3. More. Okay. One more cycle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's angle it here so you can see it. Stand this way, Pat, facing me a little bit. Okay. Let's start again. High. Go 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Okay. 2, 3. Okay, and then low. 3. One more time. Let's go one more cycle. 3, 5, 6. Okay. 2, 3, 5, 6, and then low. Okay. Good. Okay. Double stick, open, 6K, high, standard, low. Okay, so that's one of the many drills that we have to learn to coordinate, to kind of learn how my angle versus opponent, or in this case the partner angle, coordinate with each other. Right, left, and you notice we put foot. This is our male pattern, meaning it's not traditional male pattern, but it's Jieh Dao's refined, it's based on neutral position. Male pattern, so I go in, I come back, and I go forward. Now, am I dragging my foot? No, it's a step. This is what we call the pattern, or the male step, not male slide. I'm not sliding to go forward, okay? So I step forward, right lead, left lead, okay? Right lead and left lead. So that's part of the footwork that we